it's Courtney and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the new Maybelline Superstay Stick Foundation. It comes in 16 shades. It is $11.99 and you get 0.25 ounces. I got the color 330 Toffee, which, I mean, it isn't horrible. I do wish it could be a little bit darker, but the next shade up was, I believe, Warm Sun, which could work as far as the tone, but then it ends up being a little bit orange on my skin tone for some reason. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the video and the demo port. I'm getting to the demo port. So if you are interested in this foundation and how it will turn out, then keep watching. So because this is a stick foundation, I'm gonna use a brush all over. I've already primed with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. And never mind all the glitter on my face, that is for my eyeshadow. Like, the thing I love about a stick foundation is like the slide and glide effect. The really good stick foundation has a really good slide. The funny thing about it is I think you're supposed to use like way less than this. By the way, I am using my ColourPop F15. I think this is their version of a kabuki brush. As you can see, it blends pretty nicely. I mean, to me, it just feels like a regular stick foundation. Most of the really good stick foundations are really creamy, so I mean, that's good. Okay, so I want to say that this is a full layer. And as you can see, it is pretty dewy. I've tried foundations where it's more of a cream to powder type situation. For example, the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, that one literally goes from a liquid to a powder on your face, like it kind of sets itself, whereas this one is super dewy and to me it's still tacky. So I will be setting this foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face and then I'll come back and we can chat. Alrighty, so this is what my face is gonna be looking like today. It is now 8:42. Just to let you guys know, with all of my reviews, I tend to wear the foundation for at least a week, try it with different products, all that good jazz, so that I can bring you a pretty good opinion about the actual foundation. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and I'll see you guys in the next clip. Bye. I'm tired. All right guys, I am back. So this is what my face is looking like. It's now 10:23 and I've had this foundation on for more than 13 hours. Never mind the glitter on my face, never mind my eyelash coming off, never mind me missing a nail. Let's just ignore all of that. 16 shades. Before I go any further, let's talk about those 16 shades. They need to do better as far as shade range. Maybelline has an entire matte and poreless line and I think they have like over 40 shades. So to me, they can afford to create lines that have a more inclusive shade range. Granted, I do like that it runs deep and light, but we could go lighter, we could go deeper, and the shades in the middle are just sort of skipping everywhere. So shade range, we need more. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that it is $11.99 for 0.25 ounces. Usually stick foundations do tend to have less product than your regular liquid foundation. So I've been using this foundation for about a week now, I think, and this is where I'm at. I guess it just feels like you really don't get a lot of product in this, and it already feels like it's gonna be gone by the end of the month if I continue to use it. Now, it does come with this sponge, which I did not test out. However, I mean, I guess if you choose to use it, you definitely can. I'd actually prefer to have more product than to have a sponge at the bottom. That's just me. My concern with this when I first bought it was that it was gonna be like the regular Maybelline Superstay. This one is a great foundation. It is super full coverage. However, this one oxidizes so bad that I don't have a shade in this that doesn't turn really deep or really orange on me. My concern for this one was that it was gonna oxidize just as bad, and I'm happy to say that it didn't. So it basically stayed the same color all day, and I am happy about that. I know sometimes when I'm recording and I'm in front of the lights, it sort of makes it look like my foundation is like super duper lighter than every other part of my body, which isn't always the case. So I will try to include a picture somewhere so that you can see what it looks like in the daytime in natural sunlight. I did want to say that this foundation doesn't really have any claims other than that it's a 24-hour foundation. It's a cream to matte finish or cream to powder finish, and that it is supposed to be a multi-use, you know, foundation. That's really all that it claimed to do, which it's still on my face. So as far as it lasting, I mean, I've had it on for like 13-ish more hours. Now, as far as it being a cream to matte finish, I don't actually agree with that at all. I think it goes on like a regular creamy stick foundation. For my skin, it does not dry down. So I did set it, and I set my foundation today with the Dermablend powder. Let's see, the Makeup Forever Duo Matte does really well with it as well. As far as it being multi-use, I can definitely see this, you know, being a good contour, a good highlight situation. However, in order for that to work properly, you would definitely need more than 16 shades to do all of that. With this foundation, you absolutely, positively have to have a primer. A really good primer at that. This foundation will not last without a primer. On other occasions of trying this foundation, I tried it with the Master Blur Stick, and this is also from Maybelline. I tried one side of my face with the blur stick and one side with no primer at all. And honestly, at the end of the day, I was a greasy, hot mess, and I wore it for significantly less time than I wore the foundation today. Even between like using the blur stick primer and using no primer, there was no difference in how horribly it performed. It just was bad all around. So one, this isn't the primer for this foundation, and two, you need a primer, period. Now today, I used my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and as you guys can see, for 13 hours, this is not bad at all. I do have oils that are peeking through. Normally, I am dry skin, but if I am going to get oily, these are the two spots that I will get oily in. And that being said, it doesn't feel oily. It doesn't feel oily anywhere else. However, in the spots that it feels oily, I can feel it on my face. At the beginning, when I first put the foundation on, you can't really feel it. It feels nice and comfortable. And honestly, throughout the day, it does feel really comfortable. I don't know if it's just one of those things that because the end of the night, I'm like tired and just ready to get the makeup off my face, but I can definitely feel this on my face. Now, I am dry skin, as you guys know, and I got oily. If you have oily skin, I don't know that this is gonna be the one for you. You know what I mean? So this foundation does get into my smile lines. However, not nearly as bad as some other foundations I have. So I'm actually not mad at the way my smile lines look. Everything went on smoothly. So as far as my blush, my highlight, my contour, everything went on smooth on top of this. Really the only problems I have are the shade range, the amount you get, and the fact that it does get a little bit oily. To be fair, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a powder. What powder do I want to use? I'm gonna take my Dermablend, since I used this one today, and we're just gonna lightly powder. We're just gonna lightly powder, just a little bit. All right, so what do you guys think? Do we look as good as new? Powdering it up made it look a little bit less oily, but I still feel it on my face. Still feels icky. One other thing I want to make sure that I mention is this is not transfer proof. This isn't transfer proof, so keep that in mind. I feel like this foundation is decent. I do like that it gives you a nice finish, but like I said, at the end of the day, I do feel this on my face. It does feel a little icky. I do need to like hurry up and do this video so I can wash my face. Honestly, with the performance of this stick foundation and it being $11.99, I would prefer to maybe save up my money and get something like the Hourglass stick foundation. Holy grail status. That one, bruh. I can't say that I would or would not recommend it. I would say it is a decent foundation. If you're looking for something more matte, this isn't going to be it. If you're looking for something more of a satiny finish that gives you a dewy look by the end of the day, then this might be right up your alley. Alright, so can I go ahead and take these off? I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. I'm gonna end the video looking crazy. Alright guys, that about does it for me and this makeup and this day. I'm done. If you guys have any products that you would like me to try, foundations, concealers, powders, anything of the sort, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.